Buy or sell solar energy ETF. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. Solar energy is under the natural resources category, and it's a green energy. 17% from the 52-week low, but minus 37% from the 52-week high. That is definitively in bear market territory. So this here is the long-term weekly data points picture. We do have time cycles. They are very far from perfect, but they do have some informative value. But let's remove them because they are a bit messy. Okay, so we did see this major breakout, and this is also a lesson about breakouts, because there's many people who will post, videos when they see a breakout in a stock or an ETF. So here we have the breakout, you get a bit of a rally, and then we pull back. That is very common. So if you were like a breakout investor, you would get a max 34% gain. At this point, if you just held on, you would have a minus 16-ish% loss. If you were buying close to the lows, let's take this, not the perfect low, but up to this height, that's 558%. So yeah, who is the big winner? The bottom feeder or the breakout investor? I think the numbers are pretty clear. Even if you were to hold on, you would have a 311% gain. Obviously, you do not want to lose, hundreds of percent in gain, but yeah. Breakout investing is for suckers. Okay. So here we see that we have been consolidating now for quite some time. So if we measure it, we have spent over a year basically stuck, just stuck. You could make the case, a pretty decent case, I would say, that we are at horizontal support. Boom, support, 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 support. Maybe you could start to quarrel that we have support back here as well. Even potentially that we have support back here. So this is an opportunity that I would expect the bulls to capitalize on if, and there's an if the bulls are not able to buy here, that is very bad. Looking here at the low wicks of the candlesticks here and here, there are bulls protecting this level. But the bulls need backup as well. Looking here at the daily data points, a very clear horizontal support level. So technically speaking, I would give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls, but they need backup. Because that is the thing about any kind of support level. So at the time of analysis, today you see there that you do have that support level, but it will succeed or fail dependent on how the market reacts to it, whether the bulls are able to write the narrative or the bears, because the bears, they want to see a vicious close below support and turn support into resistance. Okay, looking here at the RSI, we have usually been higher RSI-wise, but we have also have the potential to go lower. So this just reinforced the point that the bulls need to act now, because if we fail here, then we could very quickly visit the very low end of RSI. Going here to the daily data points, a bit of a similar message. We are at a level on the daily RSI that tend to attract bulls, but we have been able to go significantly lower in the cases where the bulls do not get back up. And the same goes with these PPOs. Looking at accumulation distribution, that is actually quite bullish. So notwithstanding this massive consolidation here, you see accumulation. Actually, accumulation reached a new high during this rally. So there are definitively, big fish buying positions in solar energy. Looking at seasonality, January is the strongest month. Well, yeah, closes higher 80% of the time, and an average 8% gain. Over the last 14 years, January is pretty strong. It is the second strongest month. December is also decent, so the seasonality here is attractive for bulls. Here we have some trend lines, minus 23% year to date. Options are available, so if you were to, let's say, buy 100 shares of 10, then you could protect yourself with options. Okay, so let's compare solar energy with uranium, as those are my two favorite alternative energy spaces, sun and uranium. Okay. Yeah, so price earnings wise, uranium is 14-ish% higher than solar energy. Both, of course, have high PEs. Looking at the yield is definitively bigger for uranium, but none of these are remotely close to being, dividend ETFs. Here we can see the holdings. Yeah, so this is the sector breakdown. Both of these are rather specialized. You see that both have a nice mix between, small, large, and mid caps. And also some nice breakdown here in terms of region. So they are relatively diversified. When we jump here to correlations. Long term, there's 87% with S&P 500. Approaching perfect correlation with the Global Clean Energy ETF, ICLN. 74% with uranium, and minus 83% with the dollar index. 71% positive short term with the SPY, 91% with ICLN, 56% with uranium, and 54% positive with the dollar index. So, to sum up my take here for solar energy, long term I'm definitively very bullish. Now, this pullback is a nice entry level for a long-term position, but both for long-term and shorter-term investors, I do think that this horizontal support level, it is a pretty big deal. We have been building a base for a long time. Yeah, the seasonality looks interesting, so I lean more bullish than bearish for sure. But the horizontal support level is very, very important.